Last week, a 67-year-old patient named Tom showed me his food diary, and I noticed something that made us both rethink his daily snacking habits. In my 12 years as a urologist, I've seen how the smallest daily choices, even something as innocent as a handful of nuts, can influence how men feel after 60. Tom was eating almonds every day, thinking he was doing everything right. But when we looked closer at his energy levels, his sleep patterns, even his bathroom trips at night, we realized his nut choices might be part of the puzzle. Now, before you panic about your trail mix, this isn't about nuts being bad. It's about understanding which ones work best for your body after 60. Because here's what I see in my practice. When testosterone naturally declines, about 1% per year after 40, and the prostate becomes more sensitive, some nuts can be better allies than others. One week you hear almonds are a superfood. The next, someone claims they'll tank your testosterone. The truth? It's more nuanced than that. Some nuts are better choices for men over 60, especially if you're dealing with frequent nighttime bathroom trips, afternoon energy crashes, or just not feeling like yourself. Today, I'm sharing what I tell my patients. 4 nuts you might want to eat less often, not never, just less, and 4 that research suggests can actually support your energy and prostate health. Real changes my patients have seen? Going from 4 bathroom trips a night down to 2, feeling more energetic at 3 p.m., small wins that add up. By 60, about half of men experience some prostate enlargement. It's incredibly common. Tom was one of them. But here's what surprised both of us. When he swapped just 2 of his regular snacks, his nighttime bathroom trips decreased by 1. Not a miracle, but at 67, sleeping an extra 90 minutes without interruption, that matters. Now, everyone's different. What worked for Tom might work differently for you. If you're on blood thinners or have nut allergies, definitely check with your doctor first. But for most men, these simple swaps are worth trying for a few weeks to see how you feel. Let me explain what's actually happening here, and it's not as scary as some make it sound. Certain nuts contain compounds called phytoestrogens. In massive amounts, these might influence hormones. But we're talking about normal snacking here, not eating pounds of pistachios daily. The real issue? Some nuts are higher in omega-6 fats, which can promote inflammation when not balanced with omega-3s. Take peanuts, Tom's go-to snack. Technically not even a nut, they're a legume. They're not bad, but they are higher in omega-6 fatty acids. For Tom, who already had some joint stiffness and prostate sensitivity, switching from daily peanut butter to almond butter made a noticeable difference in his inflammation markers after 8 weeks. A study in Environmental Health Perspectives did find that dietary compounds can influence hormones in older men. But here's what they don't tell you in the headlines. The effects are usually subtle and depend on your overall diet, not just one food. Think of it like this. If you're already dealing with low energy, why not choose nuts that support rather than challenge your system? Cashews, delicious, but lower in zinc than other options. And zinc? That's what your prostate needs. One patient, let's call him Robert, was eating cashew-based cheese daily as part of his new plant-based diet. His energy was tanking. We didn't eliminate cashews, just balanced them with zinc-rich pumpkin seeds. 6 weeks later, he told me he felt more like himself. Here's something we need to talk about honestly. After 60, metabolism slows. Extra weight, especially around the middle, can convert testosterone to estrogen. It's not about being perfect, it's about being strategic. Choosing nuts that satisfy without promoting weight gain can make a real difference. Think of your hormones like an orchestra. At 30, even if one instrument is slightly off, the music still sounds good. At 60, that same small imbalance becomes more noticeable. The nuts you choose daily are like tuning those instruments. Small adjustments, clearer music. So, what exactly should you limit? And what should you choose instead? Let me share what I've seen work for hundreds of patients. Not miracles, but real, sustainable improvements. If you're waking up multiple times to pee, feeling that 3 p.m. crash, or just not feeling quite right, these swaps are worth trying. Here are 4 nuts I suggest my patients eat less frequently. Not never, just less often. Remember, the dose makes the poison. A handful once a week? Fine. Daily large portions when you're already dealing with symptoms? That's where we might want to reconsider. Peanuts. They're everywhere, affordable and tasty. But they can harbor aflatoxins, a type of mold that stresses the liver. The levels in U.S. peanuts are regulated and generally safe, but if you're eating them daily and noticing fatigue or digestive issues, try switching to almond butter for 2 weeks. See how you feel. Tom noticed less bloating within days. Cashews. Creamy, satisfying, but here's the thing. They're lower in the minerals that specifically support male hormones. They're not harmful, they're just not optimal if you're trying to support testosterone naturally. Think of them as a sometimes food, rather than a daily staple. Pine nuts. Expensive anyway, right? They can cause pine mouth in some people, a metallic taste that lasts days. But more importantly for our purposes, they're very high in omega-6, without the omega-3 balance. If you love pesto, try making it with walnuts instead. Your prostate will thank you. Here's the real issue. It's not just the nut, it's what's done to it. Those honey-roasted, salted, flavored nuts? They're often cooked in cheap oils and loaded with sodium. One patient was eating a can of salted mixed nuts daily. His blood pressure was borderline high, and he was up 3 times a night to pee. We switched him to raw nuts. Blood pressure improved. Nighttime trips reduced to once. Not magic, just removing irritants. Look, if you eat a handful of cashews at a party, you're fine. This is about patterns, not perfection. But if you're noticing symptoms, low energy, frequent urination, just feeling off, these daily choices matter more than you might think. Now for the good news, and there's plenty of it. There are nuts that actively support what your body needs after 60. These aren't supplements or medications, just smart food choices that can make a real difference. Brazil nuts. If I could prescribe a nut, this would be it. Just 1 to 2 per day gives you all the selenium you need for healthy testosterone support. One patient, 68 years old, added 2 Brazil nuts to his morning routine. After 2 months, his energy improved enough that he started walking again. Not because Brazil nuts are magic, but because his body finally had the selenium it needed. But here's crucial. More isn't better. Stick to 1 to 2 daily. Too much selenium can cause problems. Think of it as medicine. The right dose matters. Walnuts, the only nut with significant omega-3s. In my practice, men who eat walnuts regularly report better sleep and less joint stiffness. There's research suggesting they may help with prostate health too. 7 walnut halves, 3 times a week. That's all it takes. One patient calls them his brain and prostate insurance. Pumpkin seeds, packed with zinc, which your prostate literally needs to function properly. Low zinc is linked to more bathroom trips, weaker flow, even erectile issues. 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds daily, on salad, in yogurt, or just as a snack. Simple, effective, and most men notice improvements in urinary symptoms within a month. Macadamias. Expensive, yes, but here's why they're worth it. They're mostly monounsaturated fat, like olive oil, very low in inflammatory omega-6. They don't irritate the system like some nuts can. 5 or 6 macadamias make a perfect afternoon snack that won't spike blood sugar or inflammation. So let's make this simple. Brazil nuts, 1 to 2 daily for selenium. Walnuts, 7 halves, 3 times weekly for omega-3s. Pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons daily for zinc. Macadamias, 5 to 6 for clean energy. This isn't about perfection. It's about making better choices most of the time. Now, eating the right nuts is only half the equation. How much you eat and how they're prepared matters just as much. Let me share what I tell my patients about making these nuts work for you, not against you. Here's the thing about nuts. They're calorie-dense. A small handful can be 200 calories. After 60, when metabolism slows, those calories add up. But here's what works. Pre-portion your nuts. Put them in small containers. When you see what an ounce actually looks like, it becomes automatic. One patient lost 5 pounds just by measuring his nuts instead of eating from the jar. Most store-bought nuts are roasted in cheap oils that increase inflammation. Look for dry roasted or raw. Better yet, roast them yourself, 10 minutes at 300 degrees, with a sprinkle of sea salt. You control what goes on them. And that sodium issue? Important for men with prostate enlargement. Too much salt irritates the bladder, leading to more nighttime trips. Here's a trick. Pair nuts with fiber. Apple slices with almond butter. Berries with walnuts. The fiber slows absorption, prevents blood sugar spikes, and keeps you satisfied longer. This matters because stable blood sugar supports healthy testosterone levels. When you eat nuts matters too. Magnesium-rich nuts like pumpkin seeds in the evening can improve sleep. Brazil nuts in the morning support all-day energy. One patient started having 2 Brazil nuts with breakfast and pumpkin seeds after dinner. He sleeps better and wakes up more refreshed. Remember, nuts are a tool in your toolkit. Use them strategically, not automatically. You're not good or bad based on your nut choices. You're just making informed decisions about what serves your body best at this stage of life. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. Small changes, maintained over time, create real results. Let me show you exactly how to make this work in your daily routine without overthinking it. Morning is selenium time. 2 Brazil nuts with your coffee or breakfast. That's it. Don't overthink it. One patient keeps them right next to his coffee maker. After 3 months, his afternoon energy improved enough that he stopped needing that second cup of coffee. That 3 p.m. energy dip? Instead of reaching for chips or candy, try 5 to 6 macadamias, or a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. The healthy fats provide sustained energy without the crash. Keep them at your desk, in your car, wherever you typically get hungry. Before bed, a few walnuts or pumpkin seeds can actually improve sleep quality. The magnesium helps you relax, and the healthy fats support overnight hormone production. One patient swears this simple change helped him sleep through the night for the first time in years. Don't forget water. Nuts are dry, and without enough fluids, they can actually worsen constipation or urinary symptoms. Simple rule: for every ounce of nuts, drink a glass of water. Your prostate and digestive system will thank you. Here's something most people don't know. Soaking nuts overnight makes their nutrients more available and easier to digest. Just cover them in water before bed, drain in the morning. Not necessary, but if you have digestive issues, it can help. Don't eat the same nut every day. Rotate them. Monday, Brazil nuts. Tuesday, pumpkin seeds. Wednesday, walnuts. This prevents boredom, ensures nutrient variety, and keeps your body responsive. It's not a rigid rule, just a helpful framework. Pay attention to how you feel. Better energy, fewer bathroom trips, sleeping better. That feedback is more valuable than any study. Your body will tell you what's working. You just need to listen. Let's step back and see the bigger picture. We're talking about simple food choices that can influence how you feel every single day after 60. Not dramatic changes, subtle improvements that add up to feeling more like yourself. The research shows that certain nuts can influence inflammation and hormone balance. But let's be clear, we're talking about optimization, not transformation. If Tom went from 4 bathroom trips to 2, that's a win. If Robert's energy improved enough to play with grandkids, that matters. This isn't about being perfect or never eating peanuts again. It's about understanding how different foods affect your body at this stage of life. You get to choose what serves you best. Tomorrow morning, try 2 Brazil nuts instead of your usual snack. That's it. One small change. See how you feel after a week. If it helps, keep going. If not, try something else. You're in control here. After 12 years of helping men navigate these changes, here's what I know. Your body is remarkably responsive, even after 60. Small, consistent choices can lead to real improvements in how you feel. You deserve to age with energy, comfort, and confidence. If this helped clarify things, share it with someone who might benefit. And remember, if you're on medications or have health conditions, run these changes by your doctor. They know your specific situation best. Stay curious about what makes you feel your best. Because at any age, you deserve to feel good in your body.